Okay, so first, there's a couple different kinds of light. First one we're going to talk about is natural light. It's one of my favorites. The reason why it's one of my favorites is because the light is super, super soft when it's natural light. If you're using it through a window, or if you are, or if it's a cloudy day. So natural light is going to give you a good diffuser. It's going to soften everything so you don't have harsh, harsh sun hitting you right in the face or hitting your subject right in the face. So what I want to show you is I am facing with my back against the window. Now, if you look over here, there's a glass door, and over in the kitchen area, there's a glass door as well. So we have a couple windows in here letting in a lot of light. Now, if I just simply stay where I'm at and adjust the camera, look, now that window light is hitting me right in the side of the head, right here. So you can see from here over, that light is hitting me real nice. So if I were to take a photo and if I were to put it in a dramatic, high contrast black and white, this side of my face would be a lot lighter than this side. Now, if we rotate a little more, okay, you're gonna see that now my face is lit up by that natural light. So if you wanted to get an effect where you were creating a silhouette, you would want that strong, heavy light to be in the back of somebody. If you wanted to create an effect where the person is lit, nice, then you would want to shoot by a window. So that is step number one. Okay, now that we found a good window that we're going to shoot by, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the different kind of effects that we can get with that window and maybe utilize some of the things, some of the coverings in the window or some of the items in the window to see if we can get a different kind of effect. Okay, so what else do we notice about the blinds? Think about the things that we've talked about in class. It's going to also provide repetition. It's going to and it's going to give you really good lights and darks. Okay, so those lights and darks, when put into a contrast setting, are going to help direct the eye around the entire photo. And we know from Principles of Design Unit that no matter what kind of photography you're taking, your goal in your photo is to get your viewer to look around the entire photo. Okay, so that is going to be our goal in this. So now that we know this, now that we know about natural light and utilizing the windows and the window space in our house, we're going to talk about how that can actually help create or show emotion. So in this lesson, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to invoke emotion or show a character or a mood in our photos. So when you're shooting in natural light, and if you're using your DSLR, you are going to want to try to get your ISO as low as it possibly can go, where you can then affect your aperture and your shutter speed. Okay, so I'm going to try to shoot at 100. I'm going to go by a window. I want to kind of blur the background, but I want to make sure the eyes of my subject are nice and sharp. So I'm probably going to be at an f5. I'm at a 50 millimeter fixed lens. And Rocco, you have been voluntold to be the subject. Okay, so this is Rocco. Say hi, Rocco.
Hi.
Hi. All right, and we're going to show a couple different ways that we can get these pictures by the window. All right, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand over here and I'm going to take a picture facing the window, and we're going to see how that comes out. Rocco, look here. Okay, so what you're going to see in this picture is that my camera, because of how he's lit, it's going to pick up the lighting in the background. I'm at an ISO 100, I'm at an f5.6, and my shutter speed's at 1/60th of a second. And my subject is really, really dark. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can keep these settings and I can just adjust where I take the photo. So I'm just going to turn Rocco 90 degrees to the right. And I'm going to take this picture right here. Okay, so I'm still a little dark, but now his face is getting lit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read my exposure meter. I'm going to raise my ISO up to 250 because I don't want to go too much less than 5.6. I'm going to go to f4 and we're going to try this picture again. Rocco, look at the window. Okay, and now I'm going to get a really soft picture of Rocco. So I'll shoot this way. Okay, and what you're gonna see is his face is a little dark. Now I'm gonna position Rocco to where his face is looking out the window. Okay, so I have the same camera settings, but now his face is lit. All right, so that's going to be important. The next thing we're gonna try is now I'm gonna try to control my light a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Rocco stand up and I'm gonna have Rocco look out the window. So I'm gonna see if I can get some of this repetition in here. All right, so let me see here. I got a good camera setting. Now my exposure meter is reading a little overexposed. So what could I do? I could raise my f-stop a little bit. It's not gonna affect the picture. I could raise my shutter speed as well. Now Rocco, look here. All right, and let's see what we can find out here. So here's these photos. Go to play. Okay, and you're gonna see that now you have that repetition. Okay, and Rocco's face is lit. When I have him look at me, it's gonna make the side of his face dark, and it's gonna make the other side of his face light. All right, so depending on how you decide to position yourself and position your subject, that is going to determine the feel or the mood of your photo. Now let's try one more thing. Whoops. Okay. Oh man, it is sunny outside. So what is good about this is you can see how harsh the sun is. Look at all of these highlights over here and all of the shadows it's creating, like in the wrinkles in my head, all right, and my face. All right, it's not gonna, I'm all squinty, so you wanna be careful about shooting in this light. That's why using windows can really help you out. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna try shooting through the window this way. It's also gonna help you kind of create an effect or a mood. So let's check it out. We got Rocco right here. All right, I'm gonna look through my camera. I'm a little bit overexposed. All right, and it's gonna be neat because what it's gonna do is it's gonna kind of mimic those fractals that we were using. And I'll show you the example. So let's get a couple different poses of Rocco, and then we'll look on the computer and see what they look like. Rocco, put your hands up on the glass. So what you're gonna see is it's gonna distort a little bit. Put the other hand up on there. And look at the camera. Okay, so you're gonna see that it's gonna distort. Also, it's gonna give you that reflection that you see right there. You see the reflection of the sky and the shed. Okay, those are things that I actually kind of want in my photo just to help. Now we're gonna throw Gianna in there just because she's there, so I think it might be a nice picture. Gianna, get in the photo with Rocco. Get your heads a little closer. Look at the camera, Rocco. Look at each other. Okay, so let's go see how that comes. All right, so now here I am, and I have the photos that I took of Rocco in the window. And we're going to go through these, and like I always do, I'm going to go through and rate them, and I'm going to make sure that I get the good ones, and then I'm going to put them in a collection. Okay, so here we are. Now you could see this is the one that we took where he was backlit. Now my camera settings are going to be here. So you're going to see that we were at an ISO 100. We didn't use the flash, and we were at a we were at 5.6. Okay, so obviously when he's backlit, he's super dark, but then also my settings were, they needed to change a little bit. So now I shot on the side. You can see how we start getting the light. So look how, with no light hitting him in the face, the light's hitting him in the back of the head. Now the light's hitting him in the front of the face. Now we changed the f-stop to 4. What did I have the shutter speed at? 160. I lowered the shutter speed to 100. And now you can see he's still backlit here. You can still see a little bit of his face, but I don't like how the shadows are hitting. Like, it's not nice light. And all of the back area is super, super washed out. Okay, so now look at the difference. Same exact settings. You see we are at 1/100th of a second at f4.0. I raised my ISO to 250, and we're now still on the 50 millimeter camera. Look at the difference between this picture and this picture. Now, some people might not be able to see a difference. To me, it makes all the difference in the world. So that's just the same settings, just positioning yourself different as a photographer. So it's just kind of knowing where to stand, and it's knowing kind of where to place your subject is going to be a really big thing. Then also knowing the settings. But as you see, like, I'm trying to set my focus on his eyes to get those tack sharp marble eyes. This is pre-edit. All right, so here's the one. I kind of liked this one, and I'm going to rate this a 5 because I think it definitely could show a little bit of a mood. We have the nice soft light. He's looking out the window. That can kind of signify, like, wanting to get out of the house or wanting to go outside. I really didn't tell him to smile. I just said, look out the window. So whatever his face was, it was. So minimal directions can sometimes be pretty good. Okay, so this isn't really what I was going for, so I'm not gonna rate that one. Did I rate that one? Yeah, I did. Okay, so this is nice. We'll see. Let's rate that one. I really liked this one because he's kind of looking that way, and you have the shed and stuff in the background. I used this as an example in your slide. We're gonna rate that one. I can get some pretty cool effects just in Lightroom probably for some of these. All right, this is a little too happy. It's not really the feel I was going for in this shoot. I think that's kind of a cute picture. The dog, you can see how the dog slobbers all over the window. Okay, and now we're back to these. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna look at the ones we rated. Okay, and this is a cute portrait, but again, it's not really like it. I just think it's a nice picture of Rocco, with the exception of his hair being all over the place. So I'm gonna be selective about what I choose. I'm gonna go into my develop module now and see if I can start using now I don't have to Photoshop everything, right? I'm gonna see if I can get something along the lines of this. So now here's your charming edit. You can see that, look at the difference between charming and dramatic. See how dramatic is going to increase the contrast in your photos. So this could tell the story of maybe somebody like longing to get outside. This could kind of tell the story of, like, maybe there's something dangerous outside, or maybe, we're inside for a reason and I'm a little nervous about it.